So I'm going to start this video today by discussing leg training. Many of you probably don't give a fuck and you're probably thinking, right, I'm switching off right now. Bye, George. See you later. And see you later, my friend. I'm only joking. Please stay around. Welcome to today's video. I hope all is well. Please like, subscribe, on that kind of bollocks, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah. Fucking hell. So when it comes to leg training, a lot of people here is me fucking up on the pendulum as usual, standard stuff, getting frustrated, getting angry, and going nuts. But with a lower body, a lot of people say that you need to back squat, and how important is back squatting. For me personally, I don't personally, I mean, I like back squatting myself. I work well with it. It fits quite well with me. The movement patterns are quite fluent. But what about others? Like, imagine someone who's 6'8" squatting. You know, the movement pattern is going to be a lot harder for an individual like that to adapt to and get used to compared to, you know, short ass me who's 5'6". Here's me debating life as well, talking to myself. No idea what I was saying, but I was absolutely just sitting here, just talking to myself, going nuts, which was sick. So I think a good movement to compromise that with is like a V squat here, which is fantastic because it takes away the stability aspect of things and you can work with the machine. So you can almost, a lot of people when it comes to squatting, they struggle to get that depth, but this machine will take you through the depth, if that makes sense, or the fullest range of motion. Here, in regards to warming up, what I like to do, especially with heavy compound movements like this, is as I get close to the the working set, I will reduce the reps I've done. I got this off Jordan Peters a few years back when I started watching him, and it's one thing which I really recommend for individuals as well who are willing to take, you know, willing to put all the effort into the top sets. Too many people are doing like 20, 30 reps on warm-up sets, and don't get me wrong, when the loading is lighter, you can get away with that because fatigue isn't going to be a build to a certain extent. But when you're doing that, you know, 3 sets of like 20 reps to warm up, you're going to put yourself in a huge disadvantage when it comes to your top set. Here's me taking it through to pretty much failure almost. It's a very hard machine to get out the sticking point. That's why I would always recommend a spotter, just to help lift you out of that bottom hole, which is the hardest bit. And here's my back off set where I'm trying to keep almost constant tension on the quads. I try and do this as often as I can, but it's quite hard as I'm getting deep into prep now. Like my fatigue, I'm noticing is been a lot higher recently. This one thing that AJ spoke about in my recent check-in regarding deloading, so that's something which we could dive into on a topic further down the line. Leg press here. Now, I'm a really big fan of a leg press. I think it's fantastic. Ideally, I mean, full range of motion, do I think it's necessary? Again, to a certain degree, I do think depth is required. I personally like to curve my feet nice and low, and the main reason behind that is I want to get as much quad flexion as possible. I want to take the muscle for its fullest range of motion. If I was doing like half reps, I definitely wouldn't be able to do that. My main tips here and advice is to drive through the heels, so stay locked in. So you want to lock and brace in the pad and drive through the heels. Again, another movement for the hamstring which a lot of people don't do, which is the hard stuff. What I'm trying to do here is hips back, and I'm trying to keep my chest up. The stretch, the contractions are unreal on a movement like this. The only issue I have with it is, you know, holding the fucking dumbbells because my grip sometimes is awful. But yeah, here's 50 kilos. I think I've got about 15 reps here, which isn't too bad. I guess I could probably load more, but really good exercise for the hamstrings. Again, here with leg extensions, all about getting as much blood within the quads as possible. So again, lock in. I personally like to point my toes up, but again, it's very individual based. And then we're finishing off with our main isolation work, hamstring curl. I like the hamstring curl because it doesn't allow your hips to come off like a line, or come up, I should say, and a calf raise to finish. Not much to say about calf raise, but I hope you enjoyed this voiceover. Please stay around for the next part of the video. So that was a very good session. Like I said, towards the beginning of the session, it was just a little bit all over the place. I was getting frustrated. Then I had a little bit of breather outside and I went into the session, put some music on, felt a lot better. So we are at, believe it or not, I don't know if you can see that, but we're at Morrison's. Just getting get a quick post-workout as I came home, believe it or not. So what I did, if anyone gives a shit, is I came home, got some bits, and then I'm going back up to my missus. My missus lives about an hour away from me. So I trained at my normal gym. Now I'm gonna get a quick post-workout and then I'm gonna drive back to my missus. missus because I've been spending my time at my missus' house, if anyone doesn't know. So gonna get a quick post-workout, and it's a beautiful evening as well. Look at that. It reminds me of summer because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and that's how I just like it. I hate when it's too hot, I hate when it's too cold. But I am chatting a load of shit. Let's just fucking see what I can get from Morrison's. I ended up picking some flame grilled chicken breast. Pretty good macros. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ready cooked chicken. I don't know why. It just doesn't taste good. And normally, when you look at the ingredients panel, it's normally like 40% chicken, like 20% water. There's a load of shit in it, which I think, what the fuck is that? But this one looked good, 94% chicken. I always check the ingredient panel. I don't know why. It's £3 though. It's quite expensive, to be fair. And I also picked up my standard cheese rice cakes, which they did. I was quite surprised. And they do them in Tesco's and Morrison's as well, by if anyone gives a fuck. So I'm gonna have, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna have, maybe let's say 10. I don't know. On the way back to the missus, I've got to drive, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I'm not too bothered about it. We're 20 weeks out. Morning, same shit, but a different day. In for cardio. I got my black beverage shock. Whoa, fucking hell. I need to spill all of that on the floor. That is a bad move. That lid was not on properly. Oh dear, George. You're better than that, son. Already started the day in this fucking... Got my Himbine, which I spoke about in my last video. Off the Pure Gym. Just ticking boxes, guys. Ticking boxes. Again, people wonder, George, how are you coming so fucking quickly, man? Oh my God, what are you doing? What's the magic? There's no magic behind it. It's just bloody ticking those motherfucking boxes. And I can't even see out the back window. That is good. Yeah, that is a bad move. Let me get out of here. Let's get to the old fucking gym. So that's cardio done, a little bit of steps as well, did 20 minutes on an incline walk on the old treadmill, and look, the sun is still coming up. My advice for people that say, oh, I don't have time to go and do cardio, I don't have the time to do this, do that. Make fucking time, can't even see me, make time, because there's plenty of hours in a day unless you're some busy motherfucker, which a lot of people that watch me are not. There is always time in the day. Bloody, I found out as well that the parking you can get for free as well, which is... Go on then. Hooray! Free parking as well. Came to Argos because my scales have been pissing me off. I put it in a certain position in my missus' house, 158. Put it in another one, 161. I'm like, what the fuck? Then 152. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like 10 pounds different here in body weight. Why am I zoomed in like that? But yeah, it's, so that's been pissing me off. So I'm just thinking, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna buy some scales. There's probably nothing wrong with the scales. It's just me psychologically going absolutely nuts over the scale weight. And to please my mind, I think, right, if I buy new scales, that means that they're gonna be more accurate potentially, but probably not the case. I'm just gonna spunk probably 20 quid on just fucking shits that I don't need really. So standard stuff for the Georgie boy. So I've got me old scales. Let's hope they just bloody work, because I'm going nuts. I literally am going nuts. This video is going to be titled, I'm going bloody nuts. Jesus. I just got back from the old missus' house, been travelling back and forth, picking up a few bits and stuff like that, training at my home gym as well. I think it's very important to kind of, especially now, I spoke to AJ in regards to my check-in. He wants me to be a little bit more consistent with the gyms I'm going to, so that's something I really need to focus on. But guess who it is? Look who it is. Hey. Max, hey, Kimmy, what's this? You don't want to come to me. Max, oi. Anyway, haircut time, looking like a bloody scruff bag. A lot of people do ask me, believe it or not, George, what do you get for your hair? Like, what do you ask when you go into the barbers? Because that's the most important question. When you get a haircut, some people don't know. What I do is I get a really high skin fade. what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow out my hair at the moment, so I want it to go into a top knot, so I want to look like a Viking, if that makes sense. So I'm growing out this bit, obviously. High skin fade. I don't know, the barber does his job in regards to that, I don't have a clue. And beard wise, I asked for just a little bit of a tidy up, because right now I want to keep that Viking look for me. I know people asking me, George, you're going to shave that beard whilst you're on prep, get that jawline out? Probably not, because this is me. Like, imagine me without a beard, like, you know, this is me. This is who I am and stuff like that, and I don't want to get rid of that, if that makes sense. If you want a high skin fade, ask for a high skin fade. So they'll start off a high skin fade. Hair, I keep on top, so they'll probably just trim off the ends. I did so well without stuttering them. And then obviously beard, they'll taper it down. But I need my beard dyeing, because as you can see, it's starting to grow through again. And when you go like that, you can see where my actual, like, this is my normal colour hair. And obviously this is where my beard's dyed. But guess who's come back? Yeah! Yeah, he is! Yeah, he fucking is! Yeah, he is! I love you. Oh, maybe not then, hide me off. So that, my friends, is haircut done, and look how much better and leaner I look as well. The main reason I do it is because my face looks a lot leaner when I have a haircut, which is great, but especially when you're on a diet phase, you know, you want to look better. But from the side view, people are going to be like, your beard's ridiculous. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I like this. This makes me happy. At the end of the day, if you're watching me right now thinking, do what makes you happy, George, then I love you. If you think, oh, fucking, fuck you. Again, growing out the hair. Don't know if you can see that. Shout out Gordon, even in the Bedfordshire area, you know, hook him up. But yeah, trying to look like a proper Viking now, but boom. What do you think, Max? Do I look good? He thinks I look good. I wanted to finish this part of the video just discussing like my advice for someone who's looking to get lean. Like, there's no real secret about it. I wanted to talk about, and I get this quite frequently on my comment section in regards to, well, on Instagram, is, oh my God, George, you're coming in so quickly. Like, oh my God, you're building muscle and losing fat at the same time, which it is a load of bollocks. It's definitely not. Like, when you're in your off season or surplus, the goal is obviously to improve performance. You're going to increase your body weight, so body fat levels are going to ideally go up, of course. And what happens there is you start looking shit. You will start looking shit for sure. Like, if you're pushing your body weight right now, you will start looking shit. As a natural, you go from either skinny to fat. There's no like in between unless you're a genetic god, which many people, well, there are some people, but most of us aren't. Within that phase where you're fat as fuck, or you're feeling fat as fuck, that's where you really need to take advantage. You need to sit up that body weight. You need to go to levels where you're uncomfortable, where you've never been before. Like, you've never been this body weight before. It is quite uncomfortable. You don't like the way you look in the mirror. That is where you're going to achieve some real good progress. Like, if I put my pictures up now in regards to what I was looking like in my surplus compared to what I looked like 8 weeks into a deficit, I look crazy much bigger in my in 8 weeks into my deficit. But you're not going to see your progress when you're gaining fat. You're not going to. You will reveal your progress once you're losing body weight. That is for sure, because what you initially do is you'll just gain some structure. You know, a leaner muscle always will look like a bigger muscle. It's always going to be the case. You hold on to fat, you're just going to look like a fat mess, pretty much. It's always the damn case, and it's very frustrating to see, but it is what it is. That's unfortunately what you simply need to do when it comes to progressing your physique. You very much need to sit at a body weight or sit at levels where you're uncomfortable, where you don't want to do this. But I promise you, if you just focus on your performance aspect of things, focus on your recovery, focus on eating the meals required to aid your performance, you will very much grow. And when it comes to you peeling back in your deficit, revealing what you've built in your off season, it will show. It will very much show. If you're ticking the boxes and being very consistent on a daily basis. And there's no secret to this deficit. There's no real secret pill I've been taking. There's no secret diet. It's very much a case of just gaining structure to myself, regaining some structure. And it just goes to show, as soon as you take off 10 pounds of body weight, I said this on my first ever transformation, or my first week of prep. As soon as I said this on my first picture of prep, on Instagram, I said, wait till I take 10 pounds off of body weight. I've taken 10 pounds of body weight off. Notice the difference in my physique. I look like a completely different person. And it's just very much a case of once you take away that body fat, you'll just gain some structure. Very straightforward. So do not sit here and think you can build muscle in a deficit, because I don't care who the fuck you are. You can't. You're not going to. Maybe if you're a beginner and you're creating fresh new adaptations, which you've never done before, you may potentially. It's very rare to see it though. So really take advantage. And I wrote this on Instagram again as well. I was always talking about Instagram. Instagram. Follow me there, George Osborne 12. And I was speaking about how people do not take advantage of their surplus. They always want to get out of they can't wait to diet, can't wait to cut for the summer. But you really need to take advantage of what you are doing within your surplus, because that's when you're going to build muscle. But honestly, my transformation, this prep, it is nothing special. It's nothing new to me. I'm very much aware of what I have underneath the layers of fat that I'm holding. I'm very confident within my physique, and I know what I have and what I don't have. So again, just don't worry about it. When you're in a surplus, just continue driving, continue pushing, focus on what you're doing inside the gym, nailing your variables, and let the gym performance do the speaking. When it comes to dieting down, that's when obviously again, you know, you're gonna gain some structure, you're gonna see some lines that you've never seen before, you're gonna see some, you know, an extra inch that you've never seen before in your life, maybe, potentially, probably not on your cock anyway. I'm rambling there, but you get the message. Anyway, if you've watched the whole video, comment down below. Paprika. I brought my smoked paprika home just to cook some salmon fillets, believe it or not. I sincerely hope all is well. If there's anything you want to see, then please let us know down in the comments down below. I appreciate everyone that watches me. I hope all is well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sort your motherfucking nut out. Bye.